Hello everyone. My name is Guy, G-H-I-S. I was born in Canada and I was called Ghislaine Lanctôt until 2 years ago. I was a medical doctor for 25 years and the owner of several medical clinics in Canada and in the US. During those years of practicing medicine, I became aware the whole medical system is controlled from A to Z by financiers, bankers. And so the whole goal of the medical system, and doctors are not aware of this, but the whole goal, the only goal, is to make people sick. So it's a system of sickness and not a system of health. Everything that is called health is sickness. When I realized this, I told myself, I've got to talk about it. It took me 25 years to understand how the system works, being within the system. How can lay people understand such a complicated system without being part of it? So I decided to write a book entitled The Medical Mafia. The goal of the book was to, first of all, explain the system, and I reduced it to 5 players. It is simple. The other goal was to find a solution. If what I learned in medical school was how to make people sick, then my question was, how can we make people healthy? What is health all about? And I realized after several years that the solution lies in realizing awareness, consciousness of who I really am, of my real identity. We take ourselves for poor, powerless creatures. We behave as sheep. And of course, if we take ourselves for sheep, we need a savior. We need a shepherd to protect us, to assure our security and our protection. And what are we afraid of? We are afraid of the wolf. And what is a wolf? Well, talking about vaccines, the wolf is the germs. We are afraid of germs. And so we need a doctor to protect us from the germs, and this is called vaccination. I talked about in the book, in the Medical Mafia, I talked about the problem, which is we have forgotten who we are, and we are giving our power away to somebody else. So the solution is taking back our power. Obeying, what does that mean? Well, that means that the real authority is within me. It is not outside of me. But since I have forgotten this, I am not conscious of being the ultimate, the supreme authority, I give my power and submit to the doctor and the medical system it works for. So today, I will talk about a specific topic I addressed at length in the Medical Mafia book. And this topic is about vaccination. I will not tell you the scientific aspect of vaccination because it is meant to be so complicated that people do not understand, just give up understanding the jargon and the whole composition of vaccines, and just give their power, rely on what the doctor will recommend them, and not realizing that the doctor is part of the medical system that is meant to make them sick and kill them. When I say that the system is meant to kill people and make them sick and kill them, again, let's go back to this chart. Who is the shepherd? What's the role of the shepherd? The shepherd being the doctor we go to for our protection and security. The government we obey for our protection and security. We give our money to the government, to the doctors, and we obey them. What is the role of the shepherd? The role of the shepherd is to shear the sheep until there's no more wool and lead them to the slaughterhouse and make them believe it is for their good. This is the key of understanding the medical system. When you try to understand any scientific aspect of it, you will give up. It's too complicated. So that's why I bring you to the very essence of the problem, being, who am I and who am I going to obey to? Whom am I going to believe? Am I going to believe the doctor, or am I going to believe what my inner voice tells me, my intuition tells me to do? Well, who is a doctor? The doctor is a human being, a nice guy. You may say, oh, I have a good doctor. Well, he's a nice guy, and you like him, he's nice with you, that's fine. Don't forget that the human being is one thing, and that the role he's playing is something else. Your doctor went to medical school that is totally controlled by financial interests, by big money. What your doctor learns in medical school is dictated by big money, and he doesn't know it. All the scientific material, the scientific journals, the continuing medical education, it is all serving big money and not serving the patients, the sick people. You must understand that. Now, coming back to vaccines, who is vaccination serving? Who benefits from vaccination? Well, again, you must know that vaccination serves military and industrial interests. What has military got to do with that, will you tell me? Well, military, what do we need? What does military need? Well, they need to have good biological weapons, warfare weapons for mass destruction of targeted population. Oh, why would we do that?